Hello Internet! So today I'm going to review the last improvement of Advanced Themer, both for the previous release, which was 1.0.9.1, and the big new release, the 1.1, which will be the first one which is considered a stable release. So you are welcome to install it on your client website on production, but I'm going to speak about it a bit later. So let's go ahead and see what's new in the previous release. So the first one is the new hide inactive style accordion panel function. So if we go in our theme settings and we go in the class and styles, sorry, not in class and styles, in elements, we see a new option, hide inactive style accordion panel. If you enable it and save the settings, let's just reload the builder and see what it does. So basically, if you select any element, let's enable the style. If you open a style tab from the accordion, it will just show the actual panel. So if you click again on it, you will see all the list. But if you click in any subgroup, so let's say transform, for example, you just see the active panel enabled. So you don't have all the other tabs showing, and you don't have to scroll it to actually see the content. You just click on the one that you are willing to open, and it will just open the right fields for you. Okay, this is the first new option. The second one, the tab shortcut top offset. It's always in the element tab in the builder tricks. You see we have a new tab shortcuts top offset because some users asked that the shortcuts on the side that you see on the left panel here, they wanted them to be aligned with the actual accordion. So before it was on top, just under the bricks logo. But now you can apply an offset to these icons, and you can set the one that you want. You can change it and make it 20, 100, like you want. Okay, added shape dividers in the tab shortcut list. So if we go again in the element, we see in the tab shortcuts a new option here, shape dividers, that you can enable. Let's just save and refresh. So now if we click on the container or a section or a div or a block, these are the elements that support for now the shape dividers, and you enable the style, you will see on the left a new shape divider icon. If you click on it, it will open the shape dividers tab that you usually find under the gradient and overlay option. If you click on any other element from your structure panel, let's say a heading, let's enable the style, you'll see it won't show up. So it's dynamic, and it check if the element actually support the shape dividers. And if it does, and if you have your sorry, I created a block for no reason. If it supports the shape dividers tab, it will show up inside your shortcuts on the left. Okay, improved RTL support. So I won't show this, but just a quick comment on this. Some users mentioned that the RTL support in Advanced Themer was quite messy, so it's still not complete. So I wouldn't say Advanced Themer is 100% compatible with RTL yet, because it will require more work on it. But actually, you should be able to work on most of the function using RTL's mode right now. The improved light theme compatibility, so there were some design errors that was designed for the dark mode, and it was not showing really well on the light theme, and this has been improved as well, and a lot of bug fixes. Too much to list them all, but all the bugs that are mentioned in the group, in the Facebook group and the Discord, most of them have been fixed by now. Okay, let's jump on the 1.1 release, which is a big step for Advanced Themer, because this is the first one that I will consider a stable release. So I want to spend a few minutes to describe what it means for me a stable release. So of course, don't expect a completely different version. It's actually really similar, and even in the code base it's really similar to the previous releases, because I wanted to take my time and give it like a month of time to see if people were complaining about any fatal error or any error that make it impossible to install it on a production website. So actually in the last weeks, I would say the last months, I didn't have any support question about a fatal error, something that would completely break the website. So the main errors that I'm dealing with in the last weeks are considered minor fixes that may break some function inside the builder, but rarely make it impossible to use. So of course, what I mean by this is you can't expect a 100% bug-free release. So there will, of course, will be things to improve, and this will take time, of course, and each release from Bricks and each release from Advanced Themer may imply some bug fixes, of course. This is part of the game, I would say. But my scope here is to provide a release that you can rely on, mostly on the front end, that won't break your website, that won't make your client angry, and things like that. So I consider it stable right now. I'm not really scared if you install Advanced Themer on a production website. But yes, of course, it's an ongoing work. So if you see any bugs, anything that annoy you from Advanced Themer, don't hesitate to share it and send an email or report a bug that you can do now on the website directly. I want to show you where to do this now. So if you open and go to the Advanced Themer website, there is a new footer item, I believe, known issues and bug report. If you click on it, you'll see which known issues are active, and you can also report a bug. So if you click on the report bug, you will see now a new modal where you can actually describe the bug and send it to me. And this is now the right way to report a bug. So because of course if you do this on Facebook and other channels, it may be lost in transition, I would say, and it's better to report it by the website. Okay, enough for the stable release. Let's see what's new in 1.1. There are some new functions. The first one is the new move element function inside the structure panel. So let's just go back to the theme settings and let's go in the structure panel this time. And we'll enable move elements in the contextual menu. We'll also go in the keyboard shortcuts, and you'll see there is also a new option to move an element inside the structure panel. And if you go to the tooltip, you'll see that you'll be able to move the element inside the structure panel using the key Shift and plus arrow. So let's save it and let's refresh the builder. Okay, so now if you open the contextual menu in the structure panel, so right click on your mouse, you'll see a new option which is move, and there are arrows that you can click on it, and it will move the element inside the structure panel. So if I want to move down this element without dragging, I will click on it, and as you see, the heading is now on the bottom of the code. If I click again on it, the bottom is disabled. You can go down more, but you can go up, and if you click up, it will go up to the code. Of course, it's work for the siblings, like up and down, but it's also work with the indent position. So if you want to make it, instead of dragging it and put it, I don't know where here, instead of doing that, you can just right click, indent left, and it will be automatically now on the column level. And you could do that again, and it will be on the container level. And if I stop dragging it, and again in the indent left, it will be now in the section. If I right click on it, you see I can't indent left anymore because I'm on the root of the structure panel. So I can just indent right, and it will be again nested inside the section, etc., etc. Okay, this is really great. It's also work with the keyboard shortcuts. So of course I can't show in the video, but you will have to believe me that I'm pushing the Shift key together with the arrow key. And if I go down, sorry, I will select it. If I go down, it moves down and up, and if I indent left, it will indent left again and again. Right, 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 left, 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 right, 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 up, up, left, down, down. Okay, just to show you that you can have the same result with the arrow key. Of course, you can do this not only on a single element, but if you, for example, select a group of elements of the column, and including the nested element, everything will move. So if I indent left now, I'm moving all the columns, and it's now on the container level. And if I indent right again, it will come back. So everything moves, all the children's move inside the container that you are actually moving. Okay, great. Let's move on to the new delete wrappers and move children up function. So let's go in the theme settings, and I already toggle it on delete wrappers and move children up in the contextual menu. Okay, so let's go back here, and let's just click on the column here. If you right click on the contextual menu and open the contextual menu, you'll see a new icon next to the delete one. If you click on it, you'll see that the wrapper got deleted and the heading and code moved up on the next level. They moved up. Let's replicate to this one. delete, and all the heading code are on the same level. If I delete the container, move children up, no more container, and if I delete the section, no more section, but all our children are still alive in the structural panel. So this is a function. Let's just refresh so we keep the structure as it was. And that's the delete wrappers. It's really useful instead of dragging out and up and just reorganize your structural panel if you just need to delete the wrapper. Pretty useful function for me. The hide element function is now dynamic. So in the previous release, if we right click on an element, oh sorry, I need to enable it. Let's go into the structure panel and hide show element. Let's toggle it on, save settings, and refresh the builder. So now if I just right click on any element, sorry, why I can't see it. I'm sorry. Oh, for some reason it didn't save. Let's just re-toggle it on and save settings. Okay, now it's showing. Let's just refresh. Right click on the heading, and now we see hide element inside our contextual menu. If we click on it, you see that the hidden icon is visible here. If I click here, if I check my style, we will see that the display none is now active. But the new announcement in this function, if I right click on the element, now hide element just transform in show element. So I don't need, if I want to delete the display none, I don't have to go into the settings, styles, display none, and delete display none. I can just right click on the heading, show element, and automatically the display, oops, sorry, let's go back into layout, and the display has been deleted here. So you can easily toggle on and off right from the structure panel. Okay, let's move on. New highlight nested elements function in the structure panel. So let's go in the theme settings, and in the general tricks of the structure panel, you'll see two new items, and I'm going to enable highlight nestable elements for now. Save settings, so you can see the difference between both of them. Inside the Facebook group, it was requested to have some highlights when a nested element is inside the structure. So see, if we search nestable, let's make this tab nestable. Did it save? Yes. Okay, sorry. Yeah, maybe when it just added, I'm not sure if it refreshed, but as soon as you navigate into the panel, you'll see on the right that the icon on the left of the label is now blue. This means that it's a nestable element. If you move it, it should keep as it is. And it's useful because maybe you have tons of nested elements inside, and you just want to, sometimes you have to change settings from the parent element, the nestable one, right? But maybe if you have a lot of nested elements here, you don't remember, you can't see visually where is the parent element, the nestable one, and where to click to get the settings. So this is useful to highlight where are the nestable elements inside the structure panel. Right? You can delete it now. And let's check now the parent elements. Save settings. Let's just refresh. And this feature allows you to see where are your parents when you select any item in the structure. So if I click Adding, you see that now call containers section are highlighted, slightly highlighted with a blue color. If I change to Adding, all the parents are highlighted. The current, this one, not this one anymore, the containers section. So this is really useful too to know when you have complex structure panels and you can't really visually see where are your direct parents, where is the ancestors. So sometimes you need to go over the direct parent and see where are the containers, and it can be messy if the structure panel get complex. So this is a visual help to see. You just have to click on an active element and it will directly show you where are all the parents of this element. Great. Preview the CSS variables from autocomplete suggestion drop-down. So this is an announcement. For now I decided to not include a specific option for it. So sorry, if we go in class and style, you have the autocomplete for CSS variables. This is an existing option, this is not new. And if you click on any element from the structure panel, let's enable style. Let's go in layout, and just for the purpose of the example, let's just say width. Okay. And you see we have this drop down showing up on the bottom of the field. So now there's the new announcement from this option is when you hover on each suggestion, you'll see that the preview is applying inside the iframe window. So for example, you can, well, this is not a great example, but let's say, oh, I have an ID. Let's go in background. I want to show you this because it's also a new announcement. If you go in raw or background now, from 1.1, the variable CSS variable are also available on the raw fields. So you can write CSS variables inside this field, and it also enables autocomplete. So if I say primary, for example, I'm not sure if I maybe have test. Okay, I have test, and if I hover on the different colors, it will show a preview of my color variables. So it's exactly the same thing as as clicking on the variable here, and when you hover on the different of course, I'm in background, so it's not really useful, but if we go inside the width and click view, and if I hover here, I will have a preview of all the variables. This is now the same thing as doing the autocomplete. So if we click width, we will have the suggestion and it will preview correctly inside the window. Really useful. Autofocus on advanced themer input fields. So really quickly, if I, for example, if I want to click on the plane class, this also is an automatic option. You don't have to enable anything. If you just click plane class, you'll see that the pointer is already focused on the input. I didn't have to click anywhere, and if I start typing, the class will apply. And it is the same thing if I click on export the style to class. You see that the pointer is already set inside the field, and you can start typing. You don't have to click here. Same thing for let's put let's remove this. Let's add test class. The same thing for clone class. If I click clone class, you see that the input is already at the end of the text input, and you can directly change the name without being forced to click on the input. The second one is save input field with keyboard shortcuts. Again, this is not a new option, this is an announcement. And right now, if I want to create this new clone class, I have to click on the save icon here. But now there is a new shortcut, which is Shift together with Enter key. And I'm going just to be here, holding Shift and Enter, and it will create my test class too. This is also true, of course, for the export the style to a class. If I click here, you'll see the same Shift and Enter shortcut, so you don't have to rely on the icon. You can just do Shift plus Enter, and it will save all your style to your class. And finally, a lot of bug fixes. Too much to list. My intention is to list all the bug fixed after this stable release. So while we are in beta, it made little sense for me to list everything, because just the purpose of the beta is to solve quickly and just move forward to add more features, solve problems, and just listing all the beta problems, it made little sense for me at this stage. But now that we are in a stable release, and I expect the bug fix to be less than before, because I consider this release already quite stable, so bug fixes should be, of course, they will exist, but I believe that they will be somehow manageable, and so I'm planning to list them in the future change logs. But for now, just know that this release includes a good amount of bug fixes that should resolve issues if you ever faced them in the last release. Well, that's it. I hope you enjoy what you're seeing, and don't hesitate to let some comments below, and see you next time for the next release of AT. Bye bye, guys.